Yo, what's up, everybody? Good afternoon. Had a little project to take care of today. Figured might as well live stream it. Another funnel building live here. What's cool is in our last funnel building live, we built that webinar funnel here for the Power Disc Golf Academy. We're going to be working with them again today. And that particular webinar funnel has been performing extremely well, both in cost per lead, but more importantly, turning leads into sales. So today, what we're going to be working on is updating the curriculum here on the sales page for the course. So I'll give you a quick preview of the sales page itself. Nothing too fancy, but it has gotten the job done and then some. This particular course, we just hit 1 year, I think, over the weekend since we launched. We have over 6,700 students. It did multiple six figures in revenue. What's cool is that revenue is all yearly recurring subscriptions. And most of the people who got in at anywhere from like a 40% to 60% discount. So as these subscriptions renew this year, the multiple six figures that we did in revenue, assuming people actually renew, which right now we've got a 93% retention rate, will actually about double in yearly recurring revenue. And then, of course, we'll be bringing new students in each month. So we are hoping to hit a seven-figure year for sure and feel quite confident about that here in 2024 going into the new year. So anyways, this is the sales page here for this particular course. Got our VSL, got our curriculum. This is what we'll be working on today. About the coaches, social proof, FAQs, little recap, and then just a bunch of social proof. So nothing fancy, which should be encouraging to you if you're new to funnel building. These funnels really don't have to be fancy at all. They can actually be quite simple. But if you follow the right strategies, which I teach a lot of in my funnel and automation bootcamp, you can actually get that for free. I'll throw a link here in the description once the live's over. You can see really good success. But of course, it all comes down to the offer. You have to have an offer. This particular course is very easy for me to sell because it's such a good offer. So today what we're going to be doing is updating this curriculum section, which we did a lot of A/B testing, and this page converts way better with this curriculum section here. We're actually using the FAQ feature here in GHL, Go High Level, to make the curriculum nice and compact. And this is pretty outdated. So right now, as you can see, there are 4 coaches. Right now, we're only showing the curriculum from Paul's coaching. We need to add the lessons from Simon. We need to add the lessons from Ezra that just went live, and then early 2024, these lessons from Holland will be live, and we will get those added. But for now, we're going to add the new ones. And what I also want to do, I'll go back to the editing mode, is I want to put in there who the lessons are by. So this is pretty simple. I'm just going to come in here, and these are all going to be by Paul Ulibarri. So we'll do taught by Paul Ulibarri. And we're just going to throw that in for all of these. Do our dash. Like I said, guys, funnels, man, I mean, a lot of people overcomplicate this stuff. And in reality, what I've found at least, is oftentimes the simpler funnels convert better. A lot of times people get really hung up on trying to make this really sexy funnel with these really sexy designs, really sexy graphics, all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it's always important to remember that the only thing that matters is how well it converts. And when you have a winning funnel, it doesn't matter if it's simple or really sexy, if it converts, that is what you are after. And this one converts. What was cool with this funnel is we actually didn't have to do too much testing or too many versions. Of course, we still do a lot of A/B testing and whatnot just to see. We always want to improve, right? Even if you have a winning funnel, there's always ways to improve. But it didn't take long for us to find that this was a winning funnel. But again, you know, I can't give myself too much credit. A lot of that does just come down to the fact that this is just a winning product. Let me adjust the music here. All right. So what we're going to do now is we've got a good amount of new content that we need to get added in here. So what I'm probably going to do is just continue to duplicate these one by one. All right, so in my other window here, I have pulled up the curriculum in the back end of our course platform. So we have up to this point spin putting, we have here push putting, straddle putting. Okay, so we're going to add actually here. So what I'm going to do is not actually like break these down by like, here's all Paul's lessons. I'm going to do it the same way it's broken down here in the back end of the course, which it looks like all the putting lessons are together. So after straddle putting, taught by Paul, which is number 3, we're just going to go ahead and clone that. And it looks like this is going to be step putting. This is going to be taught by our newest coach, Ezra Aderhold. So we'll do step. The back end, unfortunately, I can't just copy paste from the back end because it's all in caps. Oh well, not a big deal. Taught by Ezra Aderhold. Okay, cool. We've got step putting. Looks like there's 2 lessons here in step putting. So we're going to write those out here. So step put, when and why. And then step put mechanics. Cool. All right, so we've got those right there. Simple enough. Putting in the wind. Let's see, who's putting in the wind taught by? I'm going to pull this up real quick on my screen. Looks like this is also taught by Paul. It's sort of annoying doing it this way, but it is what it is. Wish it was a little bit organized, a little bit differently. In the back end, make it a little easy for me, but it's not a big deal. We'll work through it. So do we have putting in the wind already listed here? We don't, so that's also going to be a Paul lesson. So we will do putting in the wind. This is going to be taught by Paul Ulibarri. So having curriculum, when it's like an online course, having curriculum on the page itself is super, super valuable because it's one thing to say, hey, we've got 200 lessons or we've got 70 hours of video content, whatever it is. But the end user, the prospect, to make an informed buying decision, it always helps if you actually show them, here's everything that's in here, because chances are they have a specific pain point in what they're struggling with. And if they see that you specifically have, oh, wow, I have a really hard time putting in the wind, and they have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lessons on putting in the wind, and it looks like they're covering every angle, so this is definitely going to help me with where I struggle, and that's going to help them make an informed buying decision. So putting in the wind intro. Sorry, I gotta switch the setup here where my mic is. It's like right in front of my keyboard, and I'm already bad enough at like typing and spelling, and this is just making me even worse. Putting in the wind, and we'll do headwind. Then let's see, how many others do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 others. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And putting in the wind, tailwind. Putting in the wind, left to right. And I know this is probably a pretty boring stream to watch, so. But figured might as well just go live here as I get the work done. Putting in the wind, right to left. But as always, if you have any questions about funnel building, feel free to put them in the chat. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'll put my email and contact info down below. And of course, you can get access to that free funnel and automation bootcamp that has fully professionally edited video lessons and walkthroughs on all of the different funnels that we use, all the different automations that we use to, of course, automate all the back end, right, to take out the manual work, and pretty much all the systems that we have used and I have used to build, sell, market multiple 6 and even 7-figure online courses and programs. Putting in the wind, things to remember. So I can confidently say that, again, if you have a good offer, which we know the offer is really what makes things sell, but of course you do need the support of the marketing and the right strategies behind that. So assuming you have a good offer that people actually want to buy and actually does what you're saying it does, if you go and you check out the videos here on YouTube, you get access to that free funnel building course that I offer, and hit me up with any questions. You'll be in good shape to start having a lot of success here with funnels. And I just realized that for every single one of these, I put an M instead of an N. Like I said, I'm already bad at typing and spelling, but the positioning of my mic right in front of my keyboard is making it way harder. So note to self to go ahead and fix that. So I'm just going to see if there's any other putting lessons. I don't believe there are. All right, just continuing to scroll through. We got a lot to add. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm probably not going to stream this whole thing just because it's going to be super boring to just watch me go ahead and add all this stuff. But figured I'd go live at least for a little bit just to talk about some of the strategy behind what we're doing here. All right, cool. So looks like we've got all of this putting stuff done and who it's by. So that's great. So now after putting in the wind, we have X step, which we have right here, taught by Paul. Backhand throws, we have right here, taught by Paul. And then it looks like the next one, before these approach shots, is actually going to be a new one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we want to go ahead and duplicate. And now go here. Really what I should have done, and this is something I need to get better with, and that's naming these. Like if I had all of these named what they are, it would be a lot easier for me just to keep track of all this. And this is something that I always teach to my students and that I even need to get better at. I'm pretty good at it at some stuff. This, you can see I'm not very good at it. But when you actually take the time to just go through during your setup and organize things correctly, like take the extra 10 seconds for each one of these to name it the right thing. Then when you have to come back in to do edits like this, it's going to save you a lot of time. So I'm actually going to practice what I preach here, and I'm going to go through, and I apologize, this is probably going to be boring, but I'm going to see if I can edit these names. I actually don't know if they allow us to. You know, I don't think they do, which is frustrating. Man, that's a pain, because if we could name this, right? So I can name list item number 1, spin putt. Then as I'm looking for these specific things like putting in the wind, for example, I can just go right here to putting in the wind. I don't have to count how far down it is. Anyways, not a huge deal. Just something that would be a nice quality of life. All right, so we are going to be adding max distance, which is going to be right below backhand throws. right here. So this is going to be taught by Ezra Aderhold. He was actually brought in specifically, well, he does have other lessons. He was brought in specifically to the academy, from my understanding, to really be that max distance coach, because that's what he's known for. So what David, who runs this academy, has done that's really smart is he's not only picked coaches that have very specific skill sets that can work together with each other to build out a full curriculum, but he's found coaches that are really popular with disc golf fans who have really good engagement on their social media. Again, not necessarily the biggest social media followings, but the most engaged followings. That way when they announce, hey, I'm a part of Power DGA, it actually means something because they have a lot of trust and loyalty built up. So really, really good move. He's killing it with this course, and it's been an honor to be a part of it. So this is going to be max distance, taught by Ezra Aderhold. And let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lessons. So we need to add 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be the correct amount. And this is going to be number 1, brace. Number 2, power pocket. Man, I really think that the addition of adding all of this new curriculum is actually going to significantly boost sales and boost conversions. So I'm excited to kind of look at the analytics there and compare it. Rounding, head position, non-throwing arm. I don't know if you've ever played disc golf. I have a few times. I'm pretty terrible at it. I knew there's a lot that went into it, but I never knew until getting involved with this just how much goes into actually being a competent player. There's just so much technique. It's crazy. Mechanics, too. Which makes sense. I mean, it's a lot like real golf, right? It's all about mechanics. Same thing with like pitching, hitting in baseball. Just so much mechanics. If your hips are off, if your shoulders are off, like your whole shot is off. Shot shape, release. That's one thing I have enjoyed as well. Just being in like the online course and education space, is I get to learn a lot because I get a lot of access. Obviously, I mean, I get full access to the back ends of the courses I'm working on. And I don't really like go through the full courses or anything, but just as I'm building everything out and getting an understanding of like what the client is selling and teaching, it's been really eye-opening with some of these different things that I otherwise wouldn't take time to learn about, just to learn the intricacies and just about like the market and the demand for a lot of this stuff. It's really, really, really interesting. All right. So looks like the next thing is going to be touch shots inside 200 feet, which I believe is actually approach shots. It looks like they just changed the name, so I'll go ahead and change that here. Let me just confirm that is. Yes, it is. Okay. Touch shots, creating spin. Yep, cool. So we've got all this. Throwing in the winds. We got that shot shaping. We have that side arm. We do not have that. And again, I just need to go in here and I just need to confirm who this is taught by. Okay, so this is also taught by Paul. So sidearm. So when this course launched, Paul was the only coach, and since 3 additional coaches have been brought on. So just continuing to add value, so important with online courses. If you are in the online course space, if you're marketing it for someone, if you're creating your own, continue to add value at all times. Whether that's quarterly, monthly, whatever's realistic, because you don't want to burn out. You don't want to add value that's not actually valuable. But just continue to add value. That is how you build that's how you turn students into fans, really. And if you want to scale to multiple 6 figures a year, definitely if you want to scale to 7 figures, you need to have people who are advocates for your course, not just students. Like if someone in a community they're in is like, man, does anyone know like the best online disc golf course? Or man, I'm choosing between this academy and this academy. You want all of these people to come and be like, you need to join Power DJ. It's the best, because they're actual fans. And that happens when A, you have a good product. B, you treat people with value and you really value and respect your community. This particular course has a fantastic community. David, who runs this, is fantastic at building great communities. He was my partner for the first course I ever started. The main reason that hit 7 figures was because of the community. The reason Power DJ is going to hit 7 figures is because of the community. Plus, he continues to bring in new coaches, continues to add more value. And when you put those things together with a winning product, it is pretty much impossible to fail as long as you understand how to get all that in front of the right people, which we do. And that is why this has been a massive success. So we're going to do sidearm, intro, and footwork. All right. We have sidearm grip. Give me 1 second here. All right. So we've got intro and footwork, sidearm grip. Man, I wish it wasn't all written in caps here, because I would just copy and paste everything, which would make things easier, but no big deal. Sidearm, weight, shift, and body positioning. Yeah. I like to sometimes double check that spell check actually works, because for certain elements, spell check doesn't actually work. For certain ones, they do. Like I've said a few times, I'm horrendous at spelling and at typing, so I always want to make sure I'm not making mistakes here. All right, we need to add a few more lessons. So we have the first 3 lessons. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So we need an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lessons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am pretty decent at counting up to 10 though, which is good. So let's see. Weight. This is going to be upper body positioning. Creating spin on the disc. On the disc. All right. Sidearm fingers. Some of these are named a little weird. Fingers, wrist. I think I'm going to do fingers and wrist. Follow through. Sidearm do's and don'ts. Don'ts. Like that. No, that is not right. Actually. So in the back end here, it's written like this. Don't. All right, I'm just going to copy it the way it's written, but that doesn't seem right. But I'm bad at spelling and grammar, which is great, because one thing that's cool is, like, when I say I'm bad at spelling and grammar, like I'm bad. But what's cool is that has not held me back, obviously, from like doing really well building funnels for people, creating my own funnels and courses. So if you have things you're like, man, I'm just not good at this, and that might be a skill set that I need. Obviously, like, there's a lot of copy and stuff that I write for funnels and all this stuff, but we really live in a time like where there's so many tools to just supplement for the things that you struggle with. So obviously spell check, AI that can help you write copy. And obviously that can spell check and grammar check everything for you. So like you can put it in there and be like, hey, just let me know if there's any edits I need to make here. Spell check, grammar check. That's obviously on a very simple level, but point being, we live in a time where there's really no excuse to not to just take the bull by the horns and at least just try stuff, regardless of what your strengths and weaknesses are, because if you just try hard enough, you can find tools to help you where you're weak, or just partner with other people to help you where you're weak. So no excuses here, guys. If you want to try something new, just go ahead and do it. Sidearm do's and don'ts. Sidearm Heiser and Ann Heiser. Okay. Cool. The next one is a warm-up routine for competitors. So I know the field work one is actually going to be last. So we'll go ahead and duplicate this. And I'm going to go ahead and just, again, confirm that this is taught by Paul. Yes, it is. Cool. So this is going to be warm-up for competitions, actually. I was reading that wrong. Definitely. All right, cool. There's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 lessons here. Go ahead and I don't know what I was trying to type there. Oh my gosh, warm-ups. Stretching. Thank God for spell check, but I butchered that so bad. Spell check couldn't even help me. Good enough, there we go. Do warm up. Throwing. I really gotta fix this mic situation, it's making me even worse. What I need to do is find a way to get one of my boom arms or my mic arms and attach it, but I have over on this side, I have a second, it's like a big L-shaped desk, it's actually 2 desks put together. But if I put the arm there, then it kind of gets in the way of me using the other desk, which is where I film a lot of content and whatnot. Then if I put it on this side, it's just covers half the screen, and I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll just continue to keep improving each time that we try this. Warm up throwing headwinds. Oops. Throwing headwinds. Warm up putting. Oop. I think, so one of the reasons I really just like building funnels is it's just pretty relaxing, honestly. I almost think of it as like funnels, automations, ads. It's sort of like adults like Legos or something, right? Where, with no directions, but or if you have directions, and if you want directions, check out my funnel bootcamp. It's totally free, but you just get to be creative, which I love being creative. I love to problem solve and just think about different things and test different things. So I really love days like today where I just have the whole day just dedicated to building some new funnels I got to take care of, doing some funnel edits like this that I got to take care of, just put some music in, some lo-fi music, or watch a streamer on Twitch, just kind of background noise. Or right now, go live, because why the heck not? Get out of my comfort zone a little bit, and just build funnels, man. It's a good time. Very blessed. I'm very blessed that I enjoy what I do each and every day. Does not get better than that. Okay, so now we're going to get into some lessons taught by a new instructor. So these are taught by Simon Lazat. And man, if there's one thing, if anybody watches this, if there's one thing I can encourage you, find a way to just do what you enjoy and get paid for it. I know it's super cliche advice, but everyone knows that advice and not a lot of people actually try it. But I'd encourage you to try it. It's pretty great. Okay, so this is going to be mental game. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 lessons. Perfect. Mental game intro. Pre-shot. Routine. And checklist. Turn off your brain. I don't know if you want to do turn off your brain. I get the point it's making though. Overcoming battle. Sweet. Man, I'm excited about this. I really think this is just going to do... I think we're going to see a good boost in sales, to be honest with you, adding all this. And then what I'll do, of course, is just save this as a template. All right, sweet. Yeah, so what I'll do, what I love about like GHL, they make it so easy. I can just save this as a template. Once it's all done, I can just like do curriculum. And then we have a dedicated curriculum page. So when I go to update that, I don't have to redo all this work. I can just put in this new template. And what I'll do is I'll hit our email list after this is done and just kind of say like, hey, we've got a pretty good email list. I think like 7,000 leads or so who haven't purchased, and hit them up and be like, hey, check out, we just brought in some new coaches, just updated the whole course curriculum, like check it out. It's just an easy way that's not super salesy to get people to interact, and I know for a fact people are going to buy from that email. I think it'll be quite a profitable email. But when it comes to hitting up your email list, you don't just want to be like, sale email, right? You want to add value, you want to give social proof, just give updates like this. Like obviously we'll have a CTA like checkout. Actually, the CTA in the email really won't even be to buy, which right now we have a holiday sale going on. But it's not even going to be for the holiday sale. The CTA in the email is going to be like, check out the updated curriculum with the new lessons from Paul, Simon, and Ezra. And then we'll say like, and we have lessons from Holland coming in 2024, which will then give us an excuse to do this again. But the CTA will be like, click here to check out the curriculum. And then when they click there to check out the curriculum, of course, we have all of our tracking pixels installed. So we're going to get those data points, and then they're going to start getting our retargeting ads because they will have been on the site within the last 30 days if they hadn't been already. But also, there will be a call to action, of course, like, hey, by the way, we just so happen to be having 50% off sale for the holidays. And this would be a great time to join and get access to all this brand new content and access to the content coming next month from Holland Handley. So just a very subtle but easy, and I guarantee you it's going to be a really effective way to get a little boost in sales today. All right, so next we're going to do another lesson here from Simon. This is going to be warm-up routine. This is just a one lesson. Simon's 2-minute warm-up and stretching routine. Easy enough. Got another one here from Simon. And this is going to be body mechanics. Again, just another one lesson one, so that's easy for me. Throw far with proper upper body. And hey, if this live does suddenly cut off, probably because we lost power. We're having a huge storm right now. And the power's been flickering all day. I love the Skyrim lo-fi. If you didn't know, which you probably don't, I wouldn't say a huge nerd, but I'm a nerd to some extent. At least my wife would definitely say so. Compared to some, I'm definitely not. Compared to others, I definitely am. But definitely love, like fantasy stuff, like Lord of the Rings. I love Game of Thrones. Back when I had more time to play video games, I don't have as much time these days. Just between being busy with real life stuff like work, 2.5-year-old son, we have a baby on the way, little girl on the way in the spring. So life keeps me busy enough, which I'm very thankful for. But when I did play video games, and when I still do on occasion, it's typically always like a Skyrim kind of thing, fantasy type game. It's definitely my jam. So, love when I got like the lo-fi playlist on and I'm recognizing music, I'm like, oh, this is Skyrim. Alright, anyways, enough of rambling there. We have another one here from Simon. This is going to be... I need to get better about covering my mouth when I'm talking into the mic that's right here. Not a very effective strategy. Something I gotta get better at. Okay, how to approach practice rounds. And we have 1, 2, 3 here. Let's snag these. 2, 3. Practice round, hole 1. I have a feeling this is just going to be like holes 1 through... Well, actually, it's hole 16. Practice round, hole 16. Practice round, hole 18. Cool. All right, now we've got some lessons from Ezra here. So we go back to Taunt by Ezra. Either hold. Man, I'm excited. Dude, I'm excited to get this email out to our list about this new curriculum. I'm excited to see how this affects the ROI on our paid and organic traffic. This is something I've had on the list here to take care of for a while, so I'm very excited to finally get this done. Okay, so this is going to be course management, course management, risk tolerance, and OB. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what OB means. Might make a recommendation that unless this is something like anyone who knows disc golf would know, but I don't know, and I've played disc golf a decent amount. Granted, I'm not interested enough to the fact of where I'd buy a course, but I feel like if it's like an abbreviation for something, it might be something that the more amateur, like super amateur player might not know. Which, again, we're always trying to take into consideration, like if we're selling something. A big mistake a lot of people I've worked with here and coached on make is they assume that because they know all this stuff about something that everyone else just knows. Sometimes when we really know stuff about something, like funnel building, for example, sometimes I just assume that like, oh, you're going to know what I'm doing here. You're going to know why I'm doing this, which if you are brand new to funnel building, you might not know. And that is totally fine. I'm glad that you're here. And my goal is to help you figure out all this stuff and learn all this stuff. So it's always important to think about when we're writing our copy and structuring things. We want to think about and make sure that the way we are talking would work and be adequate for the most base, uneducated prospect to understand. And if we can do that, then we can feel confident knowing that there's not going to be any confusion from anyone, regardless of their understanding of what we're selling. So anyways, course management, risk tolerance, and OB. Taught by Ezra Aderhold. There's going to be just 2 here. So perfect. And this looks like it is MET Center Hole 12. I'm assuming that's a course. MET Center Hole 2. Sweet. Actually, we're getting close. We're getting close. How to build a bag. Okay. And like even this, I mean, this is getting a little long here. I don't typically like when it comes to like listing out curriculum for it to be too long, so I don't want it to take up like 5 scrolls, which is why I'm utilizing this FAQ with they click and it drops down. But we are getting a little we're getting a little long here. So let me see. And this also is sometimes why we like to do like a dedicated reviews page, because if it is something that's really bulky and really long, and we're like, man, we don't want to have this whole thing right here on the sales page, we'll put like a sneak peek and then do like, hey, click here to see the full curriculum, which then can go to a review section. What's in the academy? But I don't think this is too bad. And again, you know, I really feel like it's gonna be a net positive here, because this is from what we've seen in the market. Like, this is what people want. They want a crap ton of curriculum, and man, we're giving it to them in spades. So, all right, course management. So we're right here, and this is going to be how to build a bag. All right, so here's something too, right? So like the name in the back end of the curriculum, it's how to build a bag. I'm actually going to add this to how to build a winning bag. And this is another thing to keep in mind, right? We always want to be thinking of the end result when we are building funnels, writing copy, creating stuff. We always want to think, if someone buys this product, what is the transformation that will happen? Here, they will be better at disc golf. So a lot of the things we use when marketing are like, hey, first, the biggest thing really is like you're going to have more fun, because a game is a heck of a lot more fun when you're good at it. When you understand the rules, you understand how to play, you understand how to actually practice and train in a way that will continue to help you to improve. So everyone wants to win, everyone wants to have fun. So it's a little bit more sexy and appealing to be like, here's how to build a winning bag, right? Instead of here's how to build a bag. So always look for ways that you can throw in subtle things like that reinforce the end result that you are selling. If you do that throughout your whole sales page, your checkout, your nurturing emails, if you are able to build and give a picture of, if you go through this, here's what you will achieve. And that is the desired outcome that you know your ideal customer wants to achieve. You're going to see such a dramatic increase in your conversions and your sales. A lot of people, believe it or not, just don't really focus on the outcome. I see a lot of people focus too much almost on what's in the program, which we're showing off what's in the program right here. But some people get too focused on that and not enough focused on what's going to happen if you actually go through the program. And at the end of the day, what we are selling here is a transformation or the solution to a problem. So never forget that. How to build a winning bag. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Filling each slots. Different plastics. And this is what I mean, where like I didn't realize how complex disc golf was. There's like so many different types of discs, so many different types of plastic. Crazy, man. Course design, elevation, and wind considerations. Utility discs. Man, so as I'm thinking too, because I'm always, when I'm building funnels, I'm always thinking of like the whole marketing funnel as a whole, right? Like from turning cold prospects, cold traffic into sales. And man, like I feel like this module by itself could be a really good just like low ticket offer. If you wanted to get really aggressive, you could say lead magnet. If you really want to like give away a ton for free for this particular course, just because the price point of the main flagship course here with Power DJ at full price is only $75 a year, and we're usually selling at a discount. So it is a low ticket offer in and of itself. But this how to build a bag, I'm thinking, man, like that could almost be like a really good, even lower ticket offer, lower barrier to entry to sell for like like one of those like $4.97 offers, something like that. Or even if you want to get really aggressive, give away for free as a mini course to get people in the door, and then sell them on the full course. And I'm even thinking, the gears are turning now even more. I'm thinking because we just launched a new lead magnet. We actually built the funnel for it on our last live, Funnel Building Live, and it was the first webinar that Ezra Aderhold hosted, and that lead magnet has been destroying. We're getting leads for like, I think about 80 cents a lead, and they're actually quality leads, and they're actually buying. The return on ad spend's been incredible. But I'm thinking what could be cool to get more people to watch that full webinar would be if we set up an automation that if they watch like 90% plus of the webinar, they actually get like a free mini course, which is how to build a bag, because that's something that everyone wants to know, like regardless of level. They want to know how the pros build their bag, and that's like your bag of discs. It's like if you're going regular golf and you've got your bag with your clubs. So they want to know, a lot of people want to know that. I've seen that just in the marketing. So one cool automation we've been doing a lot of lately, and I'm going to be adding this to the Funnel Bootcamp that you can get for free, I'll put a link down in the description, is actually a video view automation on something like a webinar or free training. And because you can actually set it up to grant someone an offer to a free product if they watch X amount. So what we say at the beginning of these trainings is, hey, we're actually going to give you a free gift if you stick around till the end. And yes, you really do have to stick around till the end, because we've set up an automation that will send you this free gift if you watch X amount of the program or of the workshop. And man, this has done so much for the amount of retention, like people actually sticking around. And then that's increased a lot of our return and like sales in ROI, because typically at the end of a training is when you make an offer for them to buy your program. But if people don't stay till the end, then they don't see that offer. So it's a numbers game, right? All of this is a numbers game. If you get more people to see the offer, then more people will buy the offer. And by giving them something that is really enticing, like a free course, that's an actual like course on something they want to learn, they're going to stick around, which then they'll see the offer, and then there's a greater chance that they'll actually purchase the offer. So I'm thinking this, I might hit up David about that. Like this might be a good play there. Anyways, enough ranting there. Different plastics. Course design, elevation, consideration, utility desks. Okay. So now we actually have another putting. So I'm actually going to move that like way up higher because this is going to be another putting guy. So I want to put it out with all the putting stuff. So step putting, taught by Simon Lazatz. And this is going to be right now it just says putting. I want to think about something better. I mean, it's fine in the back end to just say putting, but on the front end I want to give a little bit more context to make it sound a little bit more sexy. So putting, let's see what the lessons are. So like putting mental game, building confidence, putting death putts, pre-round warm-up, putting games. So I'm gonna do like winning putting strategies. Taught by Simon Lazat. Cool. Putting, mental game, putting, building confidence. putts. Putting death putts. Alright, we got 2 more. Putting pre-round warm-up. And we got 1 more. It's going to be putting games. Cool. Alright, so back down to the bottom. Just had to build a winning bag. And now we're scramble strategy. We're almost at the end here. We are almost done. Winning bag. Okay. So this is going to be taught by Simon Lizotte. Man, I'm excited to get this live. I know I keep saying that, I just really am. So scramble. And this is going to be a scramble strategy. Scramble strategy scenario 1. Scramble strategy scenario 2. And then 3. And then 4. Sweet, so this is actually the last one right here. It actually did not take as long as I thought, which is good, even with all my rambling in between. So this is going to be a bonus lessons, games, and additional thoughts. Play for fun. Approach shot games. And the revolver. That sounds interesting. Okay, and I think we already have... shoot, I need to do that. We already have this here. Cool. Awesome. So we got that curriculum built out, which is sweet. Excited for that. Let's go check it out. Cool. All right, so what we're going to do next is save this template. 1 second. So we're going to name it PDGA curriculum. Save. So now what I'm going to do is just go and add this new template to all of our other pages. We've got a couple different pages we need to add it onto. First one's going to be our flash sale V2 page. This is the page we're currently running pretty much all of our paid ad traffic to. That is middle of funnel focused. So I'm going to delete what we had there. And then I'm just going to snag this right here. Boom. Easy. So we're going to add it there. We're going to add it to one other flash sale page. So I have 2 flash sale pages, being mainly for like this time of year. So we go into a Black Friday sale, right into a Cyber Monday, right into a holiday. So I like to just have two versions. This is the one that we used previously for Black Friday / Cyber Monday. It's not currently running. The other one is the holiday. That way it's just much of a more seamless transition. So like I set the ads for at, midnight, November, last day of November, going into December. The Cyber Monday stuff shuts off. The ads shut off. And the holiday ads shut on. And then I don't have to go in and in the middle of the night make changes to the landing page. It's just going to a duplicate version. So that may or may not be the most efficient way to do it. That's just the way that I do it. Works for me. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But of course, if you have a better suggestion, if it can be improved, I'm all about it. Cool, update that. And the last one's going to be the curriculum page, and then there's some additional work I needed to do on the curriculum page as well. Yeah, just adding in, I don't think I've been in there in a little bit because we really don't send a lot of traffic to it, but we're going to, for this particular email blast, so great opportunity here to update this. As you can see, all these pages, very, very simple. Section templates. Cool. Boom, easy enough. Easy enough. And we're actually going to switch this out to the 50% off. Just because we are going to hit the email list, we want to hit them with our most enticing offer. Say 50% off. And then we'll do a holiday sale discount. Ends in. Gotta go to elements. We're gonna have this end the end of the month here at custom time 11:59 p.m. Save that. We snag the URL that we want to send this to. Actually gonna add a little join over 6,500. Cool. And then I am going to grab one more template again because we're about to hit our whole list with this, so just want to make it as good as possible. Just grab a bunch of reviews, but that's not actually what I was looking for. I know we have more reviews than that. This is the one I'm looking for. Perfect. Sweet. Good deal. All right, I'm going to go ahead and probably end the stream here and jump into sending out this email to the list. But I need to be able to focus a little bit more when it comes to writing that email and all that stuff. So going to go ahead and end it here. To anyone who watched, thank you so much. Very much appreciate you. Hope you got some value from it. Make sure to snag that free course that I'll put down in the description. No strings attached, totally free. And of course, if you have any questions at all, funnel building, marketing, automations, you're in the right spot. Don't hesitate to reach out. Have a fantastic day. Peace.